to the G spot.
It's the growth spot.
Or you got to go.
Or you got to go.
I told y'all gonna. Y'all is COVID-19 the damn thing. Horrible. All right, guys. So we are live.
We're live
with our Miami home team. Listen, I told y'all 7:30 to go and subscribe. We need 38 people to hit 1,000 subscribers. So I need y'all right now to go. We don't need this to happen on another show, guys. We need for 38 people to go and subscribe right now to DISCO100 Radio on YouTube. The link is in my live video right now. So I need you guys go right now.
Yes.
Y'all got 15
right now,
minutes.
guys. Right now.
Only live for 15 minutes.
Right now.
If y'all don't go subscribe, y'all gonna miss the rest of this show, and it's about to be crazy.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
This is the one, fellas. This is the one.
Yes.
It's ladies' night. It's ladies' night at the growth spot.
Listen, guys, go live now. I'm only gonna be here for 10 minutes. Go subscribe right now. I need you to go to YouTube, subscribe. I need you to subscribe and watch.
Listen,
I need you to subscribe and watch. Come on now.
Miami.
It's going down tonight.
That's Disco Radio. That's DISCO100 Radio.
Yes. So let's get
click the link in my bio. Click the link. I need you guys to go and subscribe and watch. It's about to go down. Subscribe. I'm going to be here for 7 more minutes, guys. Let's do it.
All right. So tonight, guys, we are drum roll, please. Tonight, we are having the ladies talk about. Take a deep breath.
Go and take a deep breath.
Go subscribe, Cornelius.
And psychological effects of unhealthy relationships with our Black and brown men. Yes, ladies. Our fathers, our uncles, our brothers, and our old men. We're talking about it.
Yes.
About to be vulnerable.
I am going to turn the mic over to my partner in crime, my accountability partner, Mr. H.
Okay, I just want to briefly explain the role of the men for this particular show. Our role is to listen and to comprehend. You will not see an exchange where we debate the young ladies' perspective or point of view, or definitely not their truth. Because one of the problems in the Black community is we don't hear and we don't comprehend one another. Black women have been tortured in some areas by the way they've been treated by us, and it's time that we step up and we face that reality. This conversation is going to be very healthy. They're not going to nag. They're not going to, excuse my language, they're not going to be bitching. They're going to talk to us intelligently, and I want us to hear them with our heart and our spirit. It's high time we take Black women off the list of being victimized and violated in society. And we can't re-victimize them as Black men because they're already victimized by racism and white supremacy. So we're supposed to be their rescuers, their heroes, their protectors.
Yeah.
And we can't understand our role unless we understand how they currently feel. So these other courageous brothers, they're going to listen. We're going to only ask questions for comprehension only. There will be no debate. So brothers, please listen, as this information is empowering to them and is educational for us.
So listen, guys, you guys got to go subscribe. I'm about to end this live. So if you want to watch more, go subscribe now. I promise you, you do not want to miss this. I'll see you guys on YouTube, DISCO100. Bye, guys.
So the first thing we want to tap into is we want to kind of talk about, I'll pass the mic to my right, my sister Kim. And we want to evaluate the father-daughter dynamic and kind of talk about that a little bit to see how that has, one, affected us,
Mm-hmm.
and then two, how do you think that has affected um, your choice in men, or the things that you've allowed in relationships,
Mm-hmm.
different things like that. So let's talk about your dad, the relationship with your dad, and then how that transpired into your romantic relationships.
Okay. Well, hello everyone. For me, growing up, my father was in a household, just for a brief moment. And then he actually, left the household. I actually, to be honest, I mean, it's affected me in a lot of ways. It really has. But what I will say is I didn't really realize it until I actually got older and I started being in relationships, because for so long I would actually just hide my emotions and how I felt about him leaving the household. And I would just say, okay, well, my mom, she's good enough. She showers me with love, so it doesn't affect me. So I put this wall up, and this blockage up. And later down the line, that is one of the things that actually affected me. I started to put a wall up as I was dating. And a lot of the men, I mean, well, I won't say a lot because hey, let's straighten that
Another
first.
show.
But I will say it. I will say that in the beginning stage of me dating, that a few men would actually say, and these are two different guys, and they would say, I feel like we've been together, but I don't know you. I don't know you.
So you were emotionally unavailable.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's one of the ways that it actually affected me.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. That's deep.
Got the
Yeah.
tissue, y'all.
Right. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Wow.
That's
So,
deep.
Anitra?
Well, for me, I had abandonment issues for me. Growing up, my mother and my father split when me and my brother was, very young. So my father wasn't really, in our household. And that affected me a lot because growing up, I noticed that I stayed in relationships longer than I should have because I didn't want to leave them. I felt like, I would be abandoning my partner. So even though I knew the relationship really wasn't good for me, I stuck around longer than I should have stuck around.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of women could relate to this because
Definitely.
you've been a bit, as a young child, you feel like your father's not there, so you feel like you're abandoned. They abandoned you. So, again, it affects people. It affects women differently, and you guys are going to see that on the show further down. But for me, it definitely affected me with staying in relationships longer than I should have. Like relationships that were dead and gone, and I should have just walked away. I didn't want to feel like I was abandoning my family because
like toxic relationships.
They were very toxic relationships.
Wow.
They were very toxic relationships. And, anybody knows me, I'm an advocate against domestic violence because I went through domestic violence throughout my, young adult. I went through it very young. I mean, I'm talking about at the age of 16.
Wow.
I started going through abusive relationships. So, and those relationships are never good. Never good. I don't advise anybody to stay in an abusive relationship, physical or mental, because mental is just as bad.
Yes, it is.
It's just as bad,
Yes.
because words, people say words can't hurt you, but they do. So that's how it affected me.
So we're going to go to Faith. Faith wasn't here with us last week, but she decided that she would grace her presence.
Yes.
So Faith, tell us about your relationship with your father first, and then how that relationship kind of formed or set the grounds for your romantic relationship.
Okay, so I'm a daddy's girl. That's my favorite person in the whole world.
Oh.
Me and my dad are really close. We're like friends. We talk crazy to each other, slang to each other. We meet each other. That's my guy. I was very, very spoiled. Dad never said no. He still doesn't say no. That caused problems in relationships.
Yeah, tell me about
Because this man is not supposed to tell me no. Because my daddy don't tell me no, right? And we supposed to get the man like our daddy, right?
Right.
So
right. Well, yeah.
now we got a problem. I want to be spoiled. I want to be taken care of. I want to be loved. But I'm not dramatic and over the top. But I did have a hard time accepting no. And so I was in relationship. Because if you're not going to give me my way, somebody is. I'm going to move on. Somebody else. Somebody will. You know what I mean? Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on ain't it. It ain't it. So when I had children, I learned that I got to compromise. I need my kids to have a father. I got to compromise.
and
But
balance. Like
Yeah.
there needs to be a healthy balance. Because
Right.
daddy let me and y'all can do too much.
Right.
And that's kind of different because, you know, you are talking about how your father was present in your
and
life.
it's very different in the Black community. You know, sometimes people are jealous and envious because I have a father.
Right.
And that goes to show to the parents out there, because I know sometimes we beat ourselves up about whether we did the right thing, the wrong thing.
Right.
Here's a clear example that sometimes, like, he probably just did what dads do.
Right.
And then there still was, you know, a negative effect to some degree.
Right.
You know, so it's like sometimes we beat ourselves up
Right.
about whether we did the right or wrong thing.
That's true.
When I think that the universe makes room for us, that when we do our heart thing,
Yeah.
you know, what we know in our heart at that time, the universe will compensate for us, you know, later down with our children. So, you know, just lighten up on yourselves a little bit, parents.
Yes.
Everything will work out.
Right. There's no manual on
Parenting.
parenting. You know, I've said it. I was a teen mom, and I tell my kids I did the best that I could, the best I knew how.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Right.
So you know.
So then I ran into the situation like her, staying too long because I wanted my kids to have a father.
Oh, wow.
And I learned too that separation and divorce is not a bad thing. Especially if your kid's seeing you getting knocked out and drugged out. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true.
Yes, because you rather them, because I've had my kids to tell me that they were proud of me because I was able to walk away. But I thought I was doing them a favor by staying. It was like she said, you know, trying to keep
Right.
the house together,
Together.
you know, trying to keep the family together. But in reality, all they want is for you to be happy.
Right.
Whether you're happy in that relationship or you're happy by yourself. That's all they want.
That's true.
Wow.
That's
And
deep.
so for me, I had the same issue as Anitra, the abandonment issue. But for me, my dad was always present, but he was a street guy. So he was, you know, in prison, out of prison, in prison, out of prison. And so I developed that same abandonment issue because I felt like the men that came into my life left, you know.
Wow.
And so what I did was the opposite of Anitra. Is when I saw any signs that remotely reminded me of my dad,
You ran.
I got the hell on.
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, bye. You smoke. Oh, okay. Bye.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
And so with that, I ended up with 3 kids by 3 different men by the time I was 19. Okay. So that was how I dealt with
Right.
the abandonment issue.
Right.
And so I am too, like Faith, a daddy's girl. Well, although my dad was in and out of prison, he is the reason LaShawn Taylor is LaShawn Taylor as far as my level of consciousness. He was always educating me. I mean, I've got newspaper articles, books. Like he did his dad thing.
Wow.
He just did it And
While
so,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah. And so I
Wow.
think maybe that's the reason why I am
think that's
so
awesome.
stern with men.
Right.
Because I'm like, okay, if he
Stern.
can do it from behind,
From behind,
bars,
right?
now.
You should be able to do it
Right.
right
I'ma
here.
need you,
Exactly.
like, in all serious, like a bit of transparency. My dad paid for my down payment on my house from prison.
Oh wow.
Yes, my
Okay.
kid's father. I
Now that's the
got to
problem.
give a shout out to him for that. He
Yes.
was sending money from prison.
Wow.
He was sending money from prison.
Being a
When I would
father
go visit
behind
him in prison,
bars.
they had two separate lines: one to put money on the books, one to get it off. I'd be in the line to get it off.
Oh wow.
That's
I
amazing.
think we have a
I think that's
comprehension
amazing.
question. We have a comprehension question.
So we have to understand that everybody's not gonna be at that level, especially in going in prison. So
Hold
for
on.
those that can't, that's the question, Paul.
Okay, go ahead.
For those that can't,
Mm-hmm.
help us with a solution. 'Cause everybody not in a position to make money while in prison.
That's true.
Her dad, she said he gave her knowledge and wisdom and education too, though.
What do you
Right.
say paid? That was
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah.
So for those that can't,
Right.
give us a solution.
Well,
Right.
that's kind of to me, it's kind of a rhetorical question. Not really a clarity question. Because of course, just like out here, you got to figure it out.
Yes.
In there, you figure it out.
That's true.
So, I say all that to say that is why I think I just have that whole look, eliminate the excuses.
Mm-hmm.
If my dad could provide a level of support, whether it be, knowledge, information,
Mm-hmm.
or monetary
Yes.
behind bars,
Right.
then clearly
Right.
we got the internet, we got the labor pool, we got odd jobs, we got trade schools.
Right.
We have a lot of things out here that are readily available to us
Right.
as free people.
Right.
That I could not accept a man that had, just a level of what I feel like would be an excuse for why he couldn't.
Well, if I could say something, to kind of give Guy some type of answer. I was kind of confused, but I think I might be able to give you a solution. A solution for me would be, and don't look like that. It makes me laugh.
Other brothers are listening.
I
Other
know.
brothers are
Okay, I'm
listening.
sorry. So listen, this is what I would say. If you do come in contact with someone that's been, broken in their childhood, because of their father not being there, I would suggest to just have patience.
Is that the question?
Well, I'm not
That's what I want
sure
to know. Is it for incarcerated men, or are you talking about in general?
in general.
No, it was really kind of incarcerated, but she went outside incarcerated.
Yeah.
Which she kind of like one of the three that she said. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
She was like one of the three. What you said? Knowledge, information, or money. Okay, so I get that part, but understand and I'm gonna pose a question after I say this, but I need to say this part. So there's tiers in society, right? And men fall in different tiers. Don't mean he can't love you the way you need to be loved because he in this specific tier. It's just maybe from an economic standpoint, maybe from a social standpoint, he don't have what you expect. Not necessarily need, because he can attain what you need, but he don't have what you expect in the very beginning. So when you encounter that person, because from the sounds of it, your dad was a very strong person and your kid's dad was a very strong person. But when you encounter that person that's not as strong as those men, and or they're giving every effort to love you the way that you expect to be loved, but they can't put the down payment on the house, or they can't get the new car, or they can't do these things.
Right.
But when loved properly, or given the opportunity or the patience like we need,
Right.
give me that solution for that person.
Okay, hold on. Time. Because what I don't want us to do
Right.
The focus for y'all is for y'all to tell your story.
Right.
We gonna have these conversations. No disrespect to my brother.
Right.
We gonna have these types
I
of
agree.
conversations later
Okay.
on.
I agree.
This is might be the one time men need
Right.
to listen
Okay.
to your story.
That's
I want you
right.
to tell your story so we can comprehend
Okay.
our the consequences of our actions
Okay.
in your lives.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
So as we go into for me, as I was saying, it caused the abandonment issue. I got the hell on as soon as I saw anything that reminded me. However, my dad is a major contributor to who I am, you know. So I would never take anything from him, but it did cause me that level of abandonment. And so I had to go back. I think I was in my early 30s when I really did some deep soul searching, and I recognized that, hey, you know, because what happened is I had a like an outburst with my oldest son, and I realized, like, after the outburst, like, you kind of talking to him like he your husband. Like, it seems like you're putting too much responsibility
Pressure on him. Yeah.
on him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he don't have to be that to you. You know,
Wow.
and so I just had this whole little with myself, you know, crazy people talk to themselves, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, but, you know, and you know, I was like, you know, I was like, I feel abandoned,
Yeah.
you know, and then I'm like, well, where would this come from? And then, you know, as one part of what I do, like, is like therapy, is I ask myself why. And then when I answer that question, why, then I just keep going, why, until I'm basically in tears. And then I kind of get to the root problem that way.
Okay.
And so by the time I was in tears, it was like, my dad, you know, those periods when he left. And this time, he got out, I think it was last September. He was gone for 17 years. And so when I saw him as a free man, I prayed for 17 years that he would be able to walk this earth again as a free man.
Wow.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if y'all would have saw me, I cried like a little kid.
Wow.
I had a real little girl moment.
Yes.
And you know, it's a testament to how, you know, I was 40 something years old and how that affects us.
It does.
You know, and the only thing I remember doing that exchange was he told me, I would never leave you again.
That's deep.
And I probably almost fell off on the floor by then.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep.
And so I hold that dear to my heart, you know, and it actually was a level of healing that I needed to be able to get back into romantic relationships. You know,
Wow.
because it was like my dad is here now.
Right.
You know,
Wow.
and he kind of closed up a hole that was there.
Right.
That, you know, allowed me to be emotionally available. You know, and so it was pretty hard, you know, and making sure that we all understand the trauma and how it's affecting us. I think that's where the levels of toxicity come in, is when we have these experiences, but we don't know how to connect the dots.
Right.
We don't know how to say the reason I'm behaving like this
is because of this.
Because of that.
Right.
And so when you don't have that information, then it causes you to, you know, you go through repetitive cycles, you know what I'm saying? Your behavior is perpetual, you know, because you haven't connected the dots. So I think that this conversation that we're having is a very, very important one.
Oh, absolutely. Because just to kind of piggyback off of what you said, like it's not until you sit back and you self-analyze and you kind of, like, for me, once I got to a place, I would say once I got to a place where I grew my relationship closer to God and I got really, really personal with him, he kind of started revealing a lot of things to me. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of things that was revealed. And because for so long, I like swept this hurt under the rug, telling myself that you're okay. Like, him leaving it's not affecting you. You're okay. Like, keep going in life, because I felt like had I had a moment to where I just sat down and I just realized what was really going on in my life, I probably would have just broke down, and I probably would have been like one of those, I probably would have been affected in a way where I would be out here. I would have been out there dating so many men and just giving my body away, or, looking for love, trying to find that void that he basically he never fulfilled. So for me, it wasn't until I built my relationship with God that he started revealing some things to me. And honestly, I would always wait for my dad to give me a call, because I'm saying to myself, he's the dad. He needs to give me a call and apologize to me. But I waited and I waited and I waited, and I didn't get that. And then once, I became really, really strong with my relationship with God. That's when God, gave me the heart of forgiveness. He gave me the heart of forgiveness, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him, and I'm going to reach out to him, and I'm going to tell him how much I love him, how much I forgive him. And I did that. And ever since then, to this day forward, my dad, at first he would for so long, I don't know what it was, but he would never admit, that he walked out of me. He kind of danced around, the situation. And one day, he started building his relationship with God. And it was so crazy, because God was working on him at the same time, and it took some time, but he had gotten to a place where he was just like, you know what, baby girl, I was going through this. I was, on drugs, and, I was going through so much at the time that I'm sorry for walking out, and I don't want to get emotional, but that really, it did something to me, because him confessing was everything to me. That was all I wanted to hear. I didn't want no money, y'all. All I wanted was him to confess, and his time, him to show that, that he did, I didn't miss out on your life. You know what I mean? And so once he did that, and we kind of reconnected and started building our relationship back, and now we talk, and I'm just in this state where I'm open to building our relationship. We can't go back in the past, but we can only move forward from here. So that's where we are now. Yeah.
Well, for me, I don't think I've really, really, really dealt with the situation. I don't think so. Because I don't think my father really knows how I felt, and I don't think he really knows how I felt, because I've never really sat down and talked to him. I kind of swept it under the rug, like a lot of us do. We just sweep it under the rug and move on. And that's what I've done for so many years. And and I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, because it's not clearly the right thing to do. Right. But at the time, it was the only thing for me to do. Because if I would have held on to all of the pain, then I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So for me, it was kind of opposite. I still haven't dealt with the issues with my father, and it's so funny, because my father called me the other day about something he found out through my daughter about, that happened to me when I was younger. And it actually brought back a lot of the pain that I had swept under the rug. But he still didn't really take accountability for what happened. And that hurt. And it just made me just feel like that's why I never said anything, because that's what I was afraid of. Because the thing is, when we confess to a person that hurt us, we want them to take accountability. Right. And if they're not going to take accountability, then what's the point? And that's how I felt for many years. And it was just prime example when he called me the other day to confess that he had found out about something, which it would be a whole nother show for me to get into that, so I'm not. But it was just funny that he didn't take accountability. And it hurt all over again for me. Wow. It was like it had happened to me all over again. So for me, I still haven't dealt with the issues. So I just keep kicking every day. Right. and just try to do better as a person. But one thing I know for sure I've learned is not to bring it into my relationship. Just keep the two separate.
That's big. That's powerful that
Yeah.
you have been able to
Separate.
pick up and separate
Mhm.
and go on,
Mhm.
and it not just drag and be. I mean, some of the issues that we're talking about, people literally end up in very, very bad
That's right.
situations.
Yes.
That's so true.
Drug addiction.
Mhm.
Like you said, being
Mhm.
promiscuous.
Mhm.
Yes.
Just yes, sir.
Okay, I have a question for Miss Anitra
Mhm.
because she has successfully been able to suppress addressing the issue where it does not affect her current relationship. Do you think would you recommend the average woman attempt that? Or do you think the average woman is strong enough to do that?
That's a good question. It took me many years to get to that place, as well as counseling, because I actually went to counseling too.
Okay.
And I actually talked to someone about that. And what my counselor told me was, she was like, either you can confront your father head on,
Mhm.
or you're going to forgive and let go.
Okay. Powerful.
And I decided to forgive and let go.
No.
And
And
so that's the key, is that a lot of people
Yep.
suppress
Mhm.
and they don't forgive
Right.
and let go.
Mhm.
And then that level of, I mean, it's just like any health condition. If you leave something in your body unaddressed,
right,
it's going to eventually cause you a problem.
right.
And so that's the thing, the difference, I think, to your question, is making sure, the people that do decide to say, well, I'm not going to address it, you have to make sure that you've taken the necessary steps prior
Right.
to,
That's
Right.
true.
not addressing it, to be able to go on, move
Right.
on and live a healthy life,
Right.
mentally.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's what I wanted. The message I wanted everybody to get.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, are we done with daddy, daughter?
Yes.
Because when I told people we were going to be addressing this, the part people can't wait. It's the relationship aspect, what we do to y'all when we together. So y'all don't have to get to that now, but I just want you to know the people are waiting.
Yeah, I know we're gonna get
How
into
we
that.
dogged y'all out, how we cheated, stepped out, and that's what they
I
waiting on.
shoulda
So
cheated.
take your time. Take your time. Get at
Well,
your own pace.
LaShawn, what would you say to the women out there who has been affected and who still is affected, that hasn't forgiven their father, that is, it is affecting their relationship that they're currently in, or what advice would you give them?
What I would say, I actually, funny that you asked, because I posted this on my page yesterday, and I posted yesterday that the first step to healing is understanding that the person that hurt you is hurting too.
I remember that. Yes.
And that's a pretty big deal.
Right.
Oh,
she is.
So, when we realize that hurt people, I mean, we don't just say that as a cliche,
Right.
That we really absorb that.
Okay.
Then we can have a level of compassion,
Okay.
For other people, because let's be real, we've hurt somebody too,
Right.
Absolutely.
It may not have been, a parent or a
Right.
child, but it's somebody out there that can single you out and say,
You hurt me.
to the core.
That's true. That's true.
So when we think about forgiveness, think about the times that you need it, or the times that you may need in the future to be forgiven.
Right.
And that's how I kind of learned to live my life, is giving that in which I may need. Because it's something to be able to go to the bank and get the money out,
Yeah.
and it's a whole nother thing to need it,
Right. And you
ain't made
can't
no
get it
deposit.
out. Right.
So we want to, make a habit of making healthy
That's true.
deposits into the universe.
That's true.
So that when it's time for us to be able to draw back, we got something there that we can. So I live my life on love, understanding, and compassion.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
So we can go ahead and jump on into this whole.
Because he ready.
Okay, no, I'm just so you guys have gotten out the message to the men that you wanted them to know about father-daughter
Father-daughter.
relation. So
Correct.
y'all
Are
delivered
we
your
gonna
message.
see if we?
Other than how important it is to make sure for any fathers that may have an estrained relationship, you know, it is never too late.
Never
to
too late.
go and repair that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Relationship.
have 30, 40, almost 50-year-old women
Yeah.
that are still wanting a relationship.
And that's
with
true.
their father. So it is never too late. So any man that's listening that may have an estranged relationship with your child, I would encourage you to definitely go ahead and put forth some kind of, you know, effort to you know, straighten that out. We understand the baby mama might still be difficult, even though child might be 32.
Right.
But we still,
I'm sorry.
we still want to try.
I got
Okay.
hit by the spirit.
Definitely.
Can I pick on the women just a little bit on this topic? Because if we were to hold the men that we call ourselves marrying, dating, engaged, and all this accountable to that, women are accepting men who don't take care of their kids.
Ooh.
Women are laying up, getting pregnant by men that already got 4 and 5 kids that he don't take care of, and they know better.
But with all
I'm
due
about to
respect,
But they
with all,
ain't a blessed woman. He gonna love them better. He gonna take care of their kids.
But I think they're going by what the guy is saying a lot of the time.
We passed that.
But you
already.
can't see that.
Right.
Okay.
hold on. With all due respect,
and-
this is
and-
the women.
Yeah, I'm about to say you coming back.
But she taking us back though. She
I
taking us
understand, but right now this is for us.
We might need you for Men's Day.
Don't jump on
We
them
might
yet.
have an honorable-
Don't jump on them yet.
Honorary seat for
Put
you.
on a cosign.
No, this is
Brother,
for women right
did you
now.
have any questions before they switched from
Well,
the?
I just had a question in regards to, you said your father was in your life all your life.
Yeah, I didn't really want to open up this part. I was letting everybody, because we speaking about the fathers right now, but I experienced that from my mom.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So
So
you experienced
I
that from your
have
mom.
what they have, but from a different parent.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So you had your father, but you didn't have your mother.
I had a mom, but how can I say this? I had a mom and a good mom, hardworking mom, but the type, I don't think we got to know each other because of the things that went on in our lives that kept me at my dad so much. So of course we know each other, we love each other, but we don't have an intimate relationship where I can tell her my secrets and stuff like that.
Oh,
no.
wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
But it's getting better.
another
It is.
dynamic.
Yeah, that's another
Yeah, it
dynamic.
definitely is.
And it's getting better because of something I've heard her say. I haven't heard her say. Counseling. A lot of time, they put this stigma on counseling so that we won't go.
Right.
And it's like, it's good. It's helpful. It's beneficial.
Yeah.
It definitely
You know,
is.
and then how do I call myself a counselor, but I don't think people should go to counseling? I mean, people
Right.
shouldn't come to me either, right?
Right.
So counseling helped me to go back to what LaShawn said. Understand, my mom was hurt.
Yes.
My mom didn't know better.
Right.
What Anitra said, she did her best. My mom did her best at that time. So, but me being healed and getting therapy and being mature, I was able to see that and love my mom and forgive my mom, which is so very recent, and I'm in my 40s.
Oh wow, that's powerful.
Wow.
Yeah,
Brother-
that's a
Wow.
big deal.
Brother
Wow.
guy.
They say that they
Wow.
ready to talk about these
Right.
we talk-
Yeah,
Make
we're
sure my
ready
brother
for the
guy
next
just have a
session.
question. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. My brother guy, you got a father-daughter question before they
Yes.
shut it down?
So
Yeah, relationships, be patient.
Before we talk about the cheating, I'm gonna need y'all to go to DISCO100 Radio and subscribe. Because
Subscribe.
my producer is telling me my time is up on live. So this is about to end. So I need y'all to go to DISCO100 Radio right now. And
Right now.
subscribe and tune in to the rest of the show. They will.
Yeah, y'all don't want to miss this. They're about to get into
Oh,
It's gonna get good.
It's gonna
I
get
can feel it because my seat getting hot.
my stomach hurt.
Video. At the top of the video, guys, there's a link there. So I need you guys to go and subscribe. Everybody in the room. Everybody in the room.
Also,
You're
let
gonna
them
be
know we
able
have
to
a.
see everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Also,
Fellas, we got some beautiful ladies, and ladies, we got some handsome fellas.
We
Come
are.
on in,
We
dog.
are.
also
pulled
let
out
them know.
my
Come on
we have a
in.
call-in
And
session.
subscribe. See you guys on DISCO100 Radio. 1 minute.
Did we give out the number for the
Yeah, I
the
think we
call-in
need to do
session?
that.
It's on the screen, right?
Is it on the screen?
No, he's at.
Okay.
Wait.
All right, so here we go. Who wants to start it off when you guys are in relationships with black men? When a handsome, tall, confident brother, six
My
pack,
God.
Six pack.
4-pack, 1-pack,
I missed it.
comes up to you with a W2, 32 teeth, all that, and you decide to commit.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
I want to picture
W2,
this.
30, and you decide to
Imagine.
commit. He sold you some dreams, and it turned into a nightmare.
Jesus
my God.
Christ.
Go ahead, ladies, tell us
Do we have enough time?
what had happened.
Do we have enough time?
What had happened,
Is
ladies?
this my goal?
And we're taking calls too, ladies.
Yes, what had
We're
happened?
taking calls. The
We got
numbers,
something in this thing.
Who's going first?
the numbers on the screen. We're taking calls.
We're gonna let the
If-
millennium go
Woo,
first.
we're late.
Probably got less stories than us.
I may have more stories. Y'all don't count the millennials out because we go through. We might go through a lot more than y'all been through. Now you never know. Okay. To touch on that, that sounded like one of my
So
stories.
we want to be specific and start with like infidelity, black man not working, which I want to start with.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
We're talking about your experience with black men when the experience was unhealthy and how it affected you.
Okay.
For me, I would say me choosing, me going into a relationship, looking at the flesh.
Can you
Looking at the
elaborate on flesh?
Okay, you're looking at
For the
We
people
talk-
in the back.
We're talking about, the flesh, exactly what he just described. I mean, when I closed my eyes, I was like, oh, that's me. Like, I've been there, because I wanted at one point in time in my life, I was going for the outer appearance.
Okay. Let me help you. That is more so what you did. What we're interested in is what did we do to you?
Right.
A behavior that we need to change collectively as black men in terms of maybe honesty,
Yes,
in terms of infidelity,
Okay.
physical abuse, emotional abuse. If you haven't experienced that,
Okay.
then great.
Okay,
But we
now
gotta-
I
how did
understand.
We contribute. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
now because you went to the
Right, that's how we
dark
get you in there.
chocolate
That's how we get you
and
in the
all
door.
that, and then that's all I heard. That's all
She
I
was
heard.
gone already. Okay.
I was about to go with
See, let's go.
black men.
Please tell me you haven't experienced.
I've experienced,
Oh, okay.
and I would say it was mental abuse.
Okay.
You-
Describe it.
The manipulation, the what would I say, manipulation to the point where you're sitting there you know that this person has done you wrong, but some kind of way you turning it about around to yourself and saying, did I do something? Was it me? And you're the one that's apologizing now. Like that's the mental abuse. That's one of the examples of the mental abuse that I'm referring to. Like that for me, mental abuse, I've never experienced physical abuse, but what I will say with mental abuse, it plays with your mind. Like it takes a toll on you. Like I really had to step back and regroup myself and heal, because that could mess you up. Like that could mess us up. I feel like as black men, like I'm gonna say men period. Like just stop. Don't play the mental games with women. Like just keep it real. Keep it real. Be honest. What I'm trying to say, be honest and accountable. Right, exactly. That's right.
Right. I
That's
was
right.
gonna say
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ain't ready.
Take
for me.
accountability and everything. Yeah.
You ain't ready for me.
Let's get it.
Because honey,
Let's
I
get it.
might take over this show.
Let's
And
get it.
all
We
the
wanna-
stuff I done been
We want to
through.
hear scenarios specific.
I'm gonna
action.
give it.
Okay,
I'm
let's
gonna
go.
give it to
Okay,
you.
let's get it.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Go ahead.
Girl, I don't even know where to begin. I'm trying to
It's
figure
so
it
much
out.
stuff.
Trying to figure it out. But okay. So you want events.
Specifics, yes, ma'am.
Specifics. Okay. Okay. So for me, my experience with black men, okay, and don't look like that guy, okay? Don't listen, because see, this is why we got the men here, so the men can listen. Because I know this is hard for y'all to listen.
I'm listening.
And not really say much.
Yeah.
They
I know
want
it's
to chime
hard.
in.
I know it's hard. So listen, for me, just messing with men that lied, just lie, huh?
Everybody like, yeah.
Just lie.
That's what we
Let me
dealing
say,
with.
I'm talking about abuse. I'm talking about you get caught cheating. Now you beat me, get mad, and you want to whoop my ass. Excuse me. Okay? Or, or you disrespectful, where you calling me all type of B's and H's.
Yeah.
Just disrespectful out your mouth. Okay?
That's true.
To the point where at one point I'm questioning myself, like, damn, am I
Didn't I
bad?
just say, yeah.
Am I bad? Because I don't know at this point, because all I've been called was B's, H's, you name it. So at one point I'm questioning myself. I'm looking at my friend, she's like, girl, you is not. And I'm like, girl, I'm a bit. Because that's what I had got accustomed to, and to the point where it didn't even bother me anymore, because I had got called.
You started believing it.
I started believing it. I started getting used to
Yeah.
it, and no woman should never get used to a man calling them out of their names.
Yeah.
So for the black men, I need y'all to stop disrespecting these women, because you wouldn't want nobody to disrespect your mothers or your daughters. So stop it. Not only that, the cheating. Messing around with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And then a lot of times you messing with women that ain't even finna stand in the paint for you.
That's true.
Facts.
I mean, I'm just keeping it real. They ain't even gonna stand in the paint when shit get hot. They out. They gone.
Right.
But I'm still there.
Right. I'm gonna tell that story when it's our turn. Taking notes.
Yeah. And I know she said this, but I'm not gonna touch on it. But being a narcissist.
Hello, somebody. or having narcissistic traits.
No, can we define narcissist? Because some brothers don't act like they don't know what we're talking about.
Let me define it for you. Being a narcissist, for me, my experience with narcissists is being a manipulator. Making women feel less value because you don't want them to go nowhere. So you downing them. You making them feel like they less than a woman, and ain't no other man gonna want you. That's being a narcissist. Talking down to women. Making them feel less valued about themselves. Telling them ain't nobody gonna want you because you got a flaw or something like that. That's a narcissist. Somebody that, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He has a comprehension question.
This is a comedy relief.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
Color Purple told us when what's his name? Danny Glover was telling Celie, she ugly. Ain't nobody gonna love you. Oh, nobody gonna want you. You're flat-footed. You're not needed. Celie overcame that. Celie can overcome
but everybody not strong like that. You don't have a lot of strong women out here like that.
Because let me tell you what that can do to women.
No,
let me tell you what that can do to women. Because I've witnessed this myself. This turns women to drugs. Women go out and start prostituting, selling their bodies, because now you got them feeling like they don't have value. They don't have no value. So now they letting any and everybody run up on them, run up in them.
Yeah.
I mean, let's keep it real.
All right,
For a couple of dollars, what it is, $40, y'all say make them holler.
Phone bill.
So
I mean, I'm just saying. Yes, sir.
okay, so because we overly use narcissists, so I looked it up. Because what you're describing is correct.
I know
Men
what
do that.
yeah.
But it's not.
But it's not a
Right, I
narcissist.
was gonna say that.
Or they could have narcissistic traits.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it clear for you. I'm gonna help the brother out because he.
Help him out. Because he ain't let me finish, but help him out. Go ahead, help him
I'm
out.
gonna show him how.
Well, first, let's define
I'm gonna
narcissist.
do that.
Okay, go ahead.
and I'm gonna show you how all this. I'm gonna actually.
Thank you, LaShawn. Thank you,
full
honey.
term of
Thank
what
you.
you're talking about.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So a narcissist is a person that has a very grandiose idea of themselves. Like they think way more
Right.
of themselves than they really should.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They starve for attention.
Yes.
They starve for attention, and they they have to, be the center of attraction.
Yes.
Like, and then when they don't get that, they like little spoiled brats. Okay, so
She never.
to sum it up in the short version, I ain't trying to go all psychology major on you, but that's what it is. They have this big idea of themselves.
Yeah.
And
Ego.
manipulation
Very, very
is a
false.
big
Wait.
part.
No. Let me tell you what that is. So, what a lot of men are operating out of,
Mhm.
we ain't talking about the women today, so I'm gonna say the women too.
Mhm.
We talking about the men. A lot of men are operating in what is called a narcissistic sociopath. And so what a sociopath is, oh yes.
This is
It's true. I'm laughing.
this is
but
their truth.
Oh,
This is
yes.
their
If
truth.
you rightly define the
True.
word,
Let us
it's
talk.
true.
So a sociopath
Yeah.
is a person that has totally disconnected their level of care, concern, and empathy towards other people.
Yes.
So they do not operate the way a normal person does when they care when they hurt somebody.
right.
They don't care. A
Right.
sociopath, which is what is referred to a lot when we talk about serial killers.
Right.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that's why everybody wants to detach from the
I'm
term
fine.
because we don't want to be considered the same way a serial killer is.
Yeah. So sociopath is actually tied into a narcissist. It's actually
That's
no,
different. You could be a narcissist
because
and not be a
narcissists.
sociopath.
Okay, because narcissists are into themselves as well.
Correct. So you could be a narcissist and not be a sociopath, but you cannot be a
But
sociopath and not be a narcissist.
Let me just
Okay.
say this real
Okay.
quick. Let me just say this real quick because I went through a relationship with a narcissist, okay, in my years.
He probably is a narcissistic sociopath.
And I read books after books. I listened to books of the narcissists.
Mhm.
And it is people that manipulate your mind to make you feel one way.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm
It
telling
is.
you,
Don't
that's-
tell me.
that's-
I'm gonna send you a book for you to
She
read.
gonna send you a book.
No, that's right. That's how they dress it up. He a player.
Hold on,
No,
these
he's a
are some
sociopath.
wait.
No.
These are some very intelligent people y'all referencing.
This-
But because that for them to do all that and have
no,
a
no, listen.
They don't know?
They don't know.
No, they don't
What
know.
he said is the problem is because that's how a lot of men and society,
Mm-hmm.
when we lack this knowledge,
Right.
we're referring to
Right.
as a player.
Right.
So what's the
Correct term.
Right.
Don't make me turn the camera.
Exactly. What's the correct term? Tell them the correct term.
Correct
Right.
term. When you, I'm gonna make it real clear.
Mhm.
Because we
That's
buck
it.
dancing.
Right.
Don't buck dance.
No
Right.
buck dancing. Okay. So you got me up there now. Yeah, you did. So
Come on, bring it on.
let's paint this picture.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a man that meets a woman
Uh-huh.
with the clear intention of something opposite of hers, he knows it. She told him,
Mhm.
and his objective is, I'm going to do what it is I want to do with her. Okay?
Mhm.
He lies, he manipulates, he does all of the above.
Mm-hmm.
That is a person that, first of all, is selfish,
Mm-hmm.
that thinks way more of themselves than they should.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And they don't care about other people. So that couples the two words narcissistic sociopath.
Uh-huh.
A lot of black men, they may not be operating in narcissism,
Uh-huh.
but they damn sure operating as sociopath because they don't give a flying flip about how they treat people.
now I agree. Let's take narcissist off the table.
We're not gonna take it off.
Sociopath. I mean that's
We're not
your
taking it
that's your truth. So I'm gonna
Because
let
I
you
got
roll with it.
somebody in the comments right now on the live that's agreeing to the manipulation.
No, I agree. No, listen, I agree with those aspects. I got
Everyone, I just want to say, make sure you are subscribing to the channel. It is DISCO100 Radio. Subscribe to the channel right now. We are live.
She's on the Disco 100.
I'm on the Disco 100.
Which I can't find. So how did you find?
And while they're
So
figuring
on
that
the
out,
live, you you have somebody that says,
I got somebody that's commenting, Patricia.
No, I agree with the manipulation.
Look, she said a narcissist also makes you out to be the villain.
Wait,
and that's basically what I was saying.
wait.
Go ahead.
Okay. I agree with the descriptions of what's going on. I'm not disagreeing.
Thank you, Patricia.
But when we float the word narcissist, which has, 2016, that's become the most popular word in society now. Yeah, we know
because
what we talk
people
about.
didn't know about it.
No, we did know about it, but it's just been thrown around, which it was very descriptive of the person that they was describing, but now it's just common. What we have is, and it kind of go back to what y'all said earlier, don't give these men those grandiose titles.
no.
Just wait, but listen, just hear me. Just hear me.
We're not doing it.
Can you turn his mic off?
Oh,
You're on.
Yes.
It's Women's Day. It's hard. It's Women's Day.
No.
And if
No,
you're on
I'm
the
not gonna
live,
agree
make
with
sure
that.
you subscribe.
Because you
Yeah, we're next
have
week.
The men are next week.
The men are next
Right.
week.
We
It's going down next week. We ain't playing games
Right.
next week.
Well, that's fine.
This right here is lightweight. This lightweight.
Let me
It's
say what I
going
need,
down
what
next
I
week.
wanted to say to you too.
And
Yeah,
I want to
because
say this.
the thing is, it's not fair. It is not fair to the women that actually are going through someone who's been abused by a narcissist. It's not fair. Yeah, you do have some women out there just throwing that word, and I'm not gonna disagree with that because it's so popular to say. But when you educate yourself on what a narcissist, because let's be honest, in the black community, we have most of us wasn't taught what a narcissist was. We were not educated on that. So once you educate yourself on that, you begin to see, wow, like I'm really going through this, or I really have gone through this. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Can I ask you a question real quick? I'm sorry. Who are y'all to give somebody that title?
Okay, hold on.
Before they go there, I want y'all to understand. What I was trying to do is really assist y'all.
No,
you wasn't assisting us.
No.
They good.
I want to assist y'all.
But we don't need.
They good?
We don't need to not. Because this is educational.
Yes.
For what the reason that
That's true.
what he's about to say.
Right.
You have a lot of people that are first of all, let's just be real.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of people in the African American community, period,
Right.
women and men, that do not know that a lot of their inability to keep jobs, to behave like normal people,
Right.
are because they are either bipolar or schizophrenic.
That's true.
They are not diagnosed.
Right.
Or have borderline.
They don't go to the
Mental
doctor or,
issue.
counseling or therapist to get diagnosed.
Yeah, pause up under that. Yeah, it's a form of it. It's a form of it.
Yeah.
But let's say, go ahead.
So what I'm saying that to say this. Now that we are equipped with this new information,
Right.
then now we can have people sit down and actually evaluate themselves,
Right.
and then hopefully more people will go and seek some kind of therapy. To
I agree.
see if
Right.
I
it
agree.
lines up in the
Right.
line of some people's
Right.
lifestyle.
I agree.
Because I can promise you, it's a lot of black men that are operating as sociopaths.
Right.
It sounds horrible.
It
Yes, it
does.
does.
But anytime you have detached
Mm-hmm.
your emotions from reality and your empathy
That's a
from
problem.
reality,
Right.
that is what that is.
Yeah.
That's not what we know it is because we're not educated.
Right.
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 But that is what it is.
Right.
I mean, it's not about nobody who
Right.
can diagnose somebody with whatever.
Right.
That is what it is. When it's raining outside, there's a certain type of cloud that
Right.
produces rain.
Right.
It ain't made up. It's
Right.
science.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
So when you behave in a certain way, you think that it's a normal person that's able to just go and blow somebody's brain out
Right.
and then go home and go to sleep.
Right.
No, you detach something. Something
Right.
is detached.
LaShawn,
Something's
let me just wrap up my saying on the guy, and my last and not least, and this has to be my last and not least. This has to be said. I hate it when a guy has trust issues to the point where you're about to drive your woman crazy with insecurities.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Insecurities where you're accused, they can't even go to the store because you're accusing them of messing around and they not.
Well, I got a cure for that.
What's the cure?
I tell those men to go and date a woman that's less attractive.
It can be women that are not attractive and they still accusing about to drive these women to crazy.
Well, go get one that's even less attractive than that. Go find Fiona's.
And that's it. That's it.
No,
for-
I wanted to.
that's it for me with the guys. Those are like a lot of issues that women are having with guys. And I just think as men, you guys need to sit down and evaluate. If you got trust issues or if you got issues with your hands, keeping your hands to yourself,
Yeah.
or if you got issues with calling women out their name, you need to be by yourself.
And let's go. We gonna
Okay, thank you. She was. You gave us some specifics.
Yes.
So that's because this is what I want. I want two things. I want the women to walk away that are listening, recognizing what is happening to them, because a lot of women are in denial. So
Right.
you're empowering them that way. And I want the men to walk away with an education, a comprehension
Right.
of
Right.
their behavior and the effects that it's having. Because we all have a mother.
Right.
Because we're here.
Yes.
I have a sister.
Yes.
I also have a daughter. Warning, her name is
Okay.
Justice Janae Henderson.
Bingo.
If you dare, that's all I'm saying. We'll get on
That's
that
a
later.
beautiful name.
Okay. So for
Right.
men with daughters, mothers, cousins, sisters, this is education for them. You're helping them as well.
Right.
So go ahead.
Thank you.
So for me, what I want y'all to do is back to similar what I said about the women with the men they're choosing. Why y'all want to kick it with your homeboy knowing he be beating up on his girlfriend? You know, why? You know he don't take care of his kids, but that's your A1 day one and your main man. Why not hold each other accountable?
Accountable, yeah.
Okay, so
Why do we gotta
That's true.
be the one?
I want to know that.
okay,
too.
so
That's-
I'm just.
I
Do
like
we have
that.
permission to address that?
No.
Or
Okay, so hold that.
Okay.
Hold that.
Okay.
This
Okay.
and let me know when you address
Oh yeah,
it.
yeah. We gonna get that.
We fine.
We want
So,
it. We
and
want
for
it.
me, I'm a stickler for truth. Tell me the truth.
Okay.
Because guess what? If you cheated, I may not leave. I just might not. But give me the truth.
Benefit of the doubt, yeah, to
Because
my decision.
I don't want you to be a liar. I want to be able to know we cool and we rocking, because we should be friends. We should be able to talk about anything.
Right.
Right.
Because if I cheat, I should be able to tell you.
Well,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just teasing.
I totally co-sign that. You need to talk to me before the cheat.
I was gonna say that.
We need to have a conversation.
But if I ask you, just be like, yeah.
No. You not, no. We're not gonna have a conversation after the cheating. We're gonna have to have a conversation before.
But if
I
you
think
hear
that's-
you
something,
feeling some kind of way and you feeling like
You need to be able to
wanna be
communicate
pushy with
that,
somebody
yeah,
else,
to your
then
partner.
We need to have
Yeah.
a sit
but
down.
what happens?
Okay, as true as
we
that
we
is-
talking about men ain't doing
Right.
that, and we know that.
As true as that.
That's why
But
we
that's
have-
why we're
talking
here.
about. So we're talking about. Hold on, because
Yeah,
that's
I agree
now
with
you
you. I agree
asking
with
them.
you.
Now you asking them to tell on themselves and to come forth before they do it, so we can talk them out of it.
No.
Hold on, let me speak. Let me speak.
I don't want to talk you out of it.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Let
Go ahead.
her finish, because that's more of a realistic scenario.
I
Truth be told.
I understand that. I
Yours is more of a
understand.
realistic scenario.
I understand the men.
Are
I'm not.
Well, men lying is real.
Okay, hold on. She's gonna get that.
So when I say that is if your lady could trust you and y'all friends or whatever, and she can trust your honesty, you have no clue what she will produce for you. But once you get the lying, you get the cheating, you get the sneaking, you shut a part off in her that you will never be able to turn that on unless you repent, unless you change that. Because she'll still may love you and be with you, but you don't have all of her no
Nope.
more.
Absolutely.
So you
not.
want to keep her open for you because you think you the man, but she shut down.
Right.
Her girls know.
You're right.
Other men that want her know. Men can sense when we're not happy.
Yes.
What men is that?
Well, me.
She's talking about the man that recognizes
Well,
her
man.
value, that wants
Yeah, I
her.
ain't talking to no little boys and no niggas. I'm
Can you
talking to
sense
grown
it?
men. I don't have time for them no more.
Look, I had some grown men, they couldn't sense when I was unhappy.
But I say that.
Hello.
Yeah, they can tell.
But I say
Where they
that.
at?
My sentiment. Yeah, she's talking about the men that can sense when the woman not happy is like men can sense when your woman not happy.
Right. No matter, you can dress her up and do what you want to do. They gonna know.
Oh,
She got
okay. Well,
energy.
tell me
She got
something.
body language. She got a look in her eye.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Got it.
Right.
Got it. Got it.
Now, that's real. That's
Sorry
real.
about
That's
that.
real.
You're
Other
right.
men.
You're right. You're right.
To your
Yeah.
point, Faith, if we are having
Right.
this type of relationship where your woman can trust you,
Right.
and you have these lines of transparency and open communication,
Right.
then what I'm saying should be positive.
Communicate
That
with
you
me
can come and
first.
communicate with me before.
I agree with
Because
that.
once
I
you
agree.
cheat, you can't say that we
You're
have
right.
a transparent That's not transparency.
Exactly. Well, because now you betrayed me and I trusted you.
Right.
And this, and for some, and let me tell you something. Women have been cheated on so long. I don't even think it's the cheating anymore. It's the betrayal and the lies now.
Come on, sister. That's
It's the betrayal and the lies. I trust you. You my dog. You can't tell me that you feeling home, girl. We can't talk about it. We can't lie.
Exactly.
What about women who are bisexual? She might be feeling her too. So it's like, why do you have to lie? Now, this ain't even about a woman. This is about you as a man and your integrity. Because I'm looking at you. If you lie to your wife, why would your best friend trust you?
Deep.
Wow.
Because you more loyal to your best friend than to your wife?
Exactly.
Well, something is wrong with you and your wife.
That's exactly
I have a comment from Janita. You want us to read the comments? Many men hang out with people beneath them to make themselves feel high. But a true person who is about to elevate will want to be around someone that has good and positive traits.
Man, that go for the men and the women.
That was to go back onto what you were saying about why would you hang out.
So let me. I have a
Right,
question.
'cause-
I have a comprehension question. So because of,
Wait, let me just say this little piece too. If you know how the women always nagging, they always tripping, right? But if your homeboy start doing his job as a friend and a partner,
Exactly.
we wouldn't have to. Because we do that with our girls.
Exactly.
We be like, sis, don't
Yes,
do that
we
to
do.
him. He good
Exactly.
to you.
Lost. We need
And
an
they do
example.
that. They say that's
Don't
his
do that to her.
relationship.
She good.
No,
to
they
you.
say that's his
See what
relationship.
I'm
They ain't got
saying?
nothing to do with me.
Women do it all the time.
I'm lost. I'm lost.
2 minutes and give any viewers the opportunity to call in. The call-in number is
But I'm lost. You got to explain that.
Whoever's first, 'cause he been waiting too.
626 678 638 6626.
Yes. And if you're on the live, make sure you hit the
I know what you're
subscribe
talking about.
button, please.
Yes.
Don't just watch. Hit the subscribe button so that you can get an alert every time that we go live on Mondays at 7:30. Thank
Listen,
you.
Y'all, we need 29 more people. 27.
okay, this is a question that I have.
Wait a minute. I need for y'all to text your grandma, text Papa them, Ray them,
Right.
call Tyrone,
Right.
and Bonquisha.
Right.
We need 27 more people.
Right.
Because we Miami Live
Yes.
about to turn up in here when we hit this.
Right. We're
1,000
trying to hit
subscribers.
1,000 subscribers
So I need y'all to
tonight.
Go ahead and reach out, text the link to somebody, tell them don't ask no questions, just
Yes.
hit subscribe.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
this
You
is
guys
the-
help us reach that goal tonight. Thank you.
Since we're talking about consequences, right? Because a lot of times women will take a man back after he cheated, but the sister clearly stated that we no longer have all of you.
But y'all think y'all do.
Okay, I'm with you. That's what I want you guys to explain to us. What are the hazards
Okay.
of, like, i.e., are you likely to start entertaining other men? Are you likely to go out and commit infidelity yourself? Are you more
All of the
likely to
above.
start planning your escape, stacking your bread, getting ready to go?
All of
All
the
of the above.
All that.
That's true.
All of the
You got
For
me.
me, that's not me.
Okay, so
I'm
we're gonna
not-
go since we have some different perspectives.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I ain't fumbling around with no another dude. I'm not planning for an escape. I'm not doing any of that. But the LaShawn you met is not going to be the LaShawn that
That's
you
right.
leave when that time comes. Because I'm probably gonna drive you crazy enough for you to get the hell on.
right.
So, let me tell you something. Cheating for me, I've probably been cheated on when I was younger, and like I told y'all, I just got the hell on. But the one instance where I attempted to stay, I know I drove him crazy because I drove my damn self crazy. So I become very, very insecure. Anybody know me? No, that's not a problem of mine. I become very insecure. I'm questioning everything about myself. I'm questioning everything about you. I'm gonna look through your phone. I'm gonna call some people. Like, I mean, I just turned into this person that I don't like.
Right.
If I can be honest, like on every level of transparency, I turn into the total opposite of who I am. So I'm insecure. I become violent in some instances. Like I will jack your ass up.
Deep.
Yeah,
Deep.
hey, you know, some
Deep.
people get privy to some information that they're gonna be, so I'm just saying, you know, you can choose, you know, you can make a choice. But you know, the thing that this thing did to me, when I tell you it tore me to shreds.
Right.
I feel like because he definitely operated in, if not the narcissist, definitely as a sociopath, because the levels of evil that I was exposed to was something like, I promise to God, it was like I was watching a horror movie,
Right.
and I was the main character.
Unbelievable.
I really, I used to go out in public. I cried. I used to go out in public, and I would look at other women and wonder, is that the type of woman he would cheat with?
Oh, wow.
You know, I was looking at other women, comparing myself to other women. You know,
Could I say this? We need you to be like all of y'all. Be descriptive, because like right now, this is a bunch of general information.
All right. Well,
No.
listen,
Give me instances.
I can give you instances.
This
Yes.
this ain't general. This is
I can give you it.
this is
Descriptive.
real
No,
life.
like it was with his sister friend,
Yeah,
and her sister
no,
friend was
I know,
cooking.
I know.
No, that's what I say. Instances. Be
Yeah,
specific.
I'ma
But that's
tell you, like,
to your
hold on,
comfort.
hold
To your
on,
comfort.
Give him an example
Hold
of
on.
what you're talking about.
This is the effects.
Yes.
Whether it was the sister friend,
Or
the
whoever.
sister
Yeah.
brother,
Or the
Right.
neighbor.
the cousin husband, or whoever.
Right.
This is the effects
Right.
and how I felt.
Right.
And how
Right.
Right.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you how bad it got to where anybody that knows me know I'm a very organized person. I write everything down. I got a planner from 2002 up until 2021 right now, and I
Right.
write in those planners religiously. During the time period that I was dealing with this man, the pages of my planner is blank
Wow.
because I
Wow.
was just that distraught.
Wow.
I went from a 700 and something credit score to
Wow.
I'm a damn afraid to look
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
because I was forgetting to pay my bills.
Oh, my God.
I was in a depression. I did not want to go to work.
Deep.
And the sad part is some men don't care.
That's the sociopath.
They don't know that
Right.
and still act like they want to love her and be with her, knowing they just like her.
And I'm telling
Right,
you, this
right.
man, and when I would try to leave this man alone, this man would show up to my events.
Oh, wow.
He would leave the event before me, and when I got home, this man would be sitting out in front of my house.
Wow.
This man came to my church. This man joined my church.
Oh, my God.
Okay, this man
I know, right?
dedicated his life to God.
Yeah, what's going on? What you cooking over there? What you?
Got some
Listen,
good
can I-
cooking
can I-
products.
No.
Should've
It
did
was
what
the
you did when you did what you did.
no.
You laid it down,
It
honey.
was a
Right.
part of to me.
It
Now
was a
that's
scoop
what the
thing.
men think.
You make a man find the Lord. Woo!
See, I should never said that. No, but for me, in all seriousness, he lied. He even lied to Jesus.
My God. My God. My God. That is crazy.
You already know that. Yeah, so
Listen,
Y'all ain't no good.
I'm serious because I mean this. You know, I mean, it had me confused. Like I was confused because I'm like, is this real?
Like, what kind of person is this?
No, I'm not
Like, is it you?
it-
Yeah.
Like, but if I'm gonna do all that, like, how old was I? Oh shit, this was just a year and a half ago.
Wow.
Yeah, this is recent.
Yeah. And LaRon that's watching and commenting, you'll have your chance next week to call in because he's on here giving, you know, the other side of what women will do, likely to have,
We need y'all to get
abuse
that
men.
subscribe
But that'll be
button.
next week, LaRon. You can chime.
Trust
come back.
me, you want to be there. LeBron.
Come back next week.
What they
for-
doing is
for-
lightweight. We not gonna
Yeah,
play
it's
with
the
you.
women's night tonight. Okay,
Right.
come
You'll
back
have your
next
turn.
week.
We will follow directions and not interrupt you guys.
Yeah, we won't. But-
You guys talk.
Yes,
So
Yeah, because this is something we got to get out. Like, we
Yeah.
have to get this out.
and
We
and
can hold it.
and if I, yeah.
Directions.
Right?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but it's a lot of women, they just
tentatively.
don't talk about
Yes.
it. And
They
that's why
don't.
we're
I'm
here,
I'ma be
Miss.
absent.
That's why we're here,
What?
Danita.
Next
The one
week.
where I gotta
Look,
be quiet.
Danita, if I could say, she said it happens to a lot of women. They just don't talk about it. And that's
Yeah.
why we're here, Danita.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to bring awareness. So that's, he's talking about, trust me, I'll be front and center.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, and this is just one experience, y'all. This is just
Right.
one
Right.
experience. One experience out of since I was, I don't know, 12, 13 or something.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I was messed up, y'all. I mean, I'm just being
So you think you'd have dealt with it better if you had previous experiences of it?
hell no.
Okay.
I told myself I don't know how women do this.
All right.
I don't know.
It's emotion. It's draining
Yeah,
emotionally, mentally.
Can I say something real quick about, I don't want us to get too far gone. I want to answer Thaddeus' question about how when we come back into relationships where the man has cheated on us. I don't want to get too far gone, so I just want to come in real quick because we'll probably be across the street in a minute. But anyway, for me, how it affected me, because I've been cheated on several times. Okay, several. So for me, I was never really the same anymore. You know, we love the man, so we go back because we love the man. And we're
Correct.
not ready to let go.
Right.
That's what a lot of women are not ready to let go. We don't want to see, for me, I didn't want to see him with nobody else. Even though he hurt me and I know he cheated, I didn't want to see him with nobody else. So I said, you know what? I'm going to stay with him because if not, she going to have him. And I didn't want her to have him, so I stayed with him.
But
And that's not
But
fair
the
to the
end of-
both of y'all.
right. Okay. So, but the end result was the end of the relationship.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you don't know
ultimately.
that at the time.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
Let me tell y'all something. Women are not out here. I'm gonna be so real with y'all. Women are not out here dealing with all of this mental and emotional abuse for no damn reason at all.
Right.
It's because they really see something in you.
Right.
And they want you to get your shit
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Change.
So you want
we get
to,
a amen.
you want a man to change.
Yes.
I'm gonna say I think they
No,
want
we
a man to
him we
grow
want him to
and
capitalize on
evolve.
all his positive
They want him to grow and evolve.
Yeah.
They
Take
want him to-
accountability.
Let me tell y'all this. This guy that I'm talking about, this guy had everything a woman would look for, but he used them all in a positive, in a negative way instead of a positive. I'm gonna tell you. Give you an example. You want an example?
That's what you got.
This Negro was so thorough. Me and him had this in common. He was so thorough. He would schedule his freaking cheating. It would be on his calendar.
What?
Dang. I ain't never seen nobody do nothing
Wow.
like that. Now, I will say that
That's crazy.
That's a businessman.
He should have money.
Right.
That's a
Oh.
businessman.
Right.
Now that's a psychopath for real.
Him that you have all of these awesome
Wow.
attributes and characteristics. Can we use them in the pot?
Right.
And
Right.
we be drawn to the
Can we
positive.
use this time that you're using to cheat? And see,
Right.
let me tell y'all something.
Uh-oh.
Did it go off? Go.
For all the time that men use lying, cheating, manipulating, running behind, WAP and BOP and whoever else and whatever else, but then turn around and say, I don't got it. Invest that time into yourself.
Bingo.
Invest that
Come
time
on now.
at-
He better not be
Invest that time in investing.
Hallelujah.
You understand?
Hallelujah.
Y'all got all the time in the world
Yes.
to cheat, but you ain't got no time in the world to pay the light bill
Yes.
Or take your child
Yes.
to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes. Yes. And I tell you, you know, and some men are just crazy because you cheat and
and you don't cheat with people y'all don't have to be with.
and then you cheat and don't know how to cheat. That's why you get caught.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Y'all don't lie.
Oh.
good. You don't cheat.
No.
good.
I
No.
think they're good. I think we just better. I think our discernment,
They
our
not.
intuition.
They not.
We be
Oh, that
picking up on
discernment
stuff.
is everything.
Yeah.
That woman's
Their
intuition is
behaviors
everything.
change.
Yes.
They
Yes.
don't y'all they
Yes.
don't know how to lie.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the one with the calendar organized, he was
Yeah.
good.
Well, he ain't good about no about it.
Right.
But how you find out?
How did you find out about the calendar?
as smart as you think you are, I'm
You
smart.
10 steps
better
ahead.
speak on.
Okay.
Yes.
You better speak on.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I will say, for a lot of women, we take y'all back because we truly love you, like LaShawn say, and we truly love you, and we see something in you, and we're just hoping you can see it in yourself so that we can move on and be happy. But that
Right.
never happens. It never happens.
And then it happens, but it's too late.
Oh, yep.
It's too late.
Got to say that.
So why y'all wait till we leave and you no longer have us? And for me, when I get to a point where I'm done because literally you gotta think about it. With a lot of women, we mentally check, we emotionally check out, we mentally check out. So we're done before it's even done, before we even walk out, because it takes us a while to walk out.
We got a call.
There is a caller on the line.
Our
Praise
first call.
God.
I got to do a parade for the first caller.
Listen.
All right.
You're in the G spot
You're first
where you gotta grow or you gotta go.
The growth spot.
Okay. Now check this out.
Who in
Woman
trouble?
intuition. JoJo, this is Joseph.
Hold on, JoJo.
Now y'all say a woman's intuition. Some of y'all don't even have that. It's called insecurity and jealousy.
Right.
So let's get that right. So what the problem is, us men don't know how to control our cheating. We don't fuck the same when we come home, and we don't act the same. So that's how we get caught. So
Bingo.
that's what that is. Y'all women can do whatever and still have that same composure, and we just be lost. We don't be caring.
No, y'all can't.
Yes,
we can.
We can.
Yes, we can.
Hey, listen. And I've been, I'm
Yeah.
If
He is right.
If you're in tune with that woman,
Right.
You
Yeah.
won't
you
know.
know the
You
difference.
know.
But most of them
Is the
ain't
caller
got
finished?
no
Is the caller
influence. They
finished?
busy cheating and messing
Is
with
the caller
everybody
finished?
else.
The
Is the caller
caller,
finished?
it's the caller. You still there?
But he's still a caller. He's still a caller. JoJo, I hope you heard that. He's still a caller.
This day moment.
Caller,
This
are
day
you
little
finished?
moment.
Their moment.
Caller,
For the caller.
are you finished, caller?
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate you calling. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Joe.
Remember what LaShawn said about you.
So I'm gonna say this. I don't agree with that because
JoJo?
no,
We got
yes.
Oh.
about a man knowing.
Wait,
Yes,
about what?
Because when they are dealing with multiple women,
Oh, right. Yeah, that's what I said.
you can't be in tune with your women.
Exactly.
That's
You
true.
all crossed up
Right.
in tune with other women.
That's
Because
true.
you messing around with multiple women.
Right.
You can't.
Right. Huh? What you say?
You're feeling that you can't.
Are you finished with it? I want to hear the rest of the explanation.
You
'cause I
can or
never heard
cannot.
it.
And that's the key word, in tune. A lot of men ain't in tune with their women.
Right, but I want to hear the rest of her explanation. Sarah.
Right.
Like,
They
like,
just know
and
what kind of candy and snacks we like.
Right, hold on.
Favorite restaurant. That's in tune.
Hold on. I want to hear the rest of this explanation of why we're not capable of being in tune if we are philanderers. I want to hear the rest of that.
Okay, so how would you be in tune? I mean, it's like being in love with multiple people. You can love multiple people, but you can't be in love with multiple people. So if you into that's for us. We know, but if we all out with this man, that man, we don't really, we can't be, we're not aware of the differences because we too all over the place with other men.
Right.
And I feel it's the same way.
It is with them. It is.
And
It
let me
is.
just say this, this is way off topic, but I just want to let y'all know for the men who call themselves wanting to be cheating and polying and all these multiple women. This is another moment of my truth. If you got to stop having sex with your girl on Wednesday just to go and cheat on Friday or Saturday, bruh, cheating and
Stop
poly
it.
is
Come
not
on now.
for you.
No, it's just
Okay?
not.
If you got to deprive your home team, you got to hold her off for 3 days. You don't have sex
Your
with the
stamina
woman,
not right.
you ain't,
Can't
that ain't what you need to be doing. I'm gonna just say.
And
that.
if she
Right.
not pleased, that ain't what you need to be
Right.
doing.
She can be for that too. If,
Right.
if you got one woman that ain't pleased, I
Right.
don't know why the hell you want
Hey,
two.
Come on.
Hey, y'all better take off because I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. It's going down next week.
And I'm gonna tell you this: I had a guy to tell me that men, when y'all do cheat, there's no emotion. Okay.
Yeah, it's a difference. And a lot of men say, oh, well, they feel like, oh, it's okay. Not okay, but we should forgive y'all for cheating, but y'all can't forgive the woman for cheating.
That's not what I was saying.
And that's not good. That's not fair.
I'm saying there's no emotion. And that's sad. Because I think as a man, you should have some type of morals and emotion. You shouldn't be out there messing with every time.
Slanging and danging.
Harry.
Yeah. Why you don't think yourself of being all that to where you don't want to share?
No
Why
emotion.
men don't get like that?
Well, we just talked about it. They're salty over here.
No, right, but because they didn't saw that on TV and they think they mind put that word with the movies they didn't watch.
Honestly, I don't believe that every man is emotionless when having, when going out and cheating. I don't believe that. I don't think
I said that's what a
They be
man
all in love
told
with
me.
them all.
Now
that's what they say from the
told
TVs and stuff.
Right.
That y'all don't have no emotion. You can have a wife at home and love your wife, but still want to mess around.
It's true. And I'm gonna take the last 5 minutes to close out and tell us why.
So can we steal 5?
No, you wait the next week. Wait the next week.
Hold your horses.
See, listen, the learning curve.
Right.
Yeah, we gotta learn. You say listen, right? We gotta learn to listen.
So right now you're just
So
practicing discipline and self-control.
We gonna bring us
That's a good thing.
cups.
Yeah, we're gonna bring
Yes, and be sipping in the bed.
yo,
A lot of us
I'm gonna give it to you soon. Somebody.
Go ahead, LaShawn, what were you saying?
Well, don't forget the tissue, be a gentleman.
the thing that I want the
We
men
open the
to
door tonight.
the first thing is that's not the what I want to say is this.
Okay.
In all honesty, we had a lot of fun tonight. Yeah. But however, I think the men really need to understand the effects that their behavior has on us mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Right.
And even to the point to where it starts affecting us physically
Right.
and financially.
Right.
You know, when you start to go into levels of depression where you're not going to work,
Right.
you're overeating,
Right.
undereating,
Yep.
Right.
you know, you stopped your daily activities,
Yes.
exercise,
My
all you want to do
God.
is lay in the bed,
That's
and cry. You know, when it gets to that point,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if these are women that you say you love,
Mm.
I hope that you care something about them to be in the bed with them.
Right.
And so that brings me into this thing that I know a lot of the men are going to disagree, but there is not any scientific information that would suggest that men are built to be with multiple partners or to be promiscuous.
Right.
There is no scientific evidence out there that would suggest that.
I agree.
It actually suggests that both men and women are more likely to be,
monogamous.
yes.
We had to study.
Okay. I agree.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's actually in the study that we're more likely to be monogamous
So all of that.
than
He said,
poly.
Who was studying?
It's there. It's in the group.
So let me.
We send the things around. It's
So,
Cambridge
with that
University,
being
so.
said, this is one thing I want
Somebody's
to
asking
mention.
for a solution. Charles is saying, "What is the solution?" I didn't hear a solution and everything.
What?
So he wants. Can you close us out with a
A
solution?
solution to, well, we
what?
talking about the solution on show 5, so you're going to have to.
Yeah, today's show was not
I think he'll
solution
be here.
oriented.
Yeah, I think
He will
Charles will
actually
be here
here
next week.
Yeah,
Charles.
today. So for those
Oh, Charles
watching,
will
I'm
be here
sorry, I
next
want to put
week?
out a disclaimer because I
Oh,
know some
my
people
God.
gonna watch the show and say, well, they talked about a lot of issues. We didn't hear any solutions. Today was not about solutions. Today was
Right.
about truth telling.
Right.
Right,
That's what today was about. Trust me, solutions is coming.
correct.
Right.
And so I want to place something on the minds and the hearts of the men. And I know that a lot will not agree with this because you guys have definitely been taught in society that you're operating out of manhood.
Mm-hmm.
And as research shows that most people, man and woman, are more we are in tune with monogamy more so The problem is that men and the way they were exposed to sex, their first sexual experience. So when you think about your first sexual experience as a man, most men had a very unhealthy, detached
That's true.
first experience. So this goes to the dichotomy of how men are able to have sex, like what you were talking about, Anitra,
Yes.
and not have an emotion.
Right.
When you think about women and their first sexual encounter, it was probably with a boyfriend, you know, somebody that they cared about,
Yes,
somebody that they
I
were
get what you're
attached
saying.
to.
Right.
So that's why we have a more intimate and connected experience through sex, because we got a counselor here that would let us know that your first sexual experience does leave an imprint.
Right.
So that can go either way,
Yes.
male or female.
If you when you have women that were molested or raped as their first sexual experience, then they are more likely to, you know, operate in promiscuity and things like that because of that detached first experience.
That's some good
So
food for thought.
So when we are embarking on our process and our growth moments, then we need to keep in mind that we are not acting out of manhood when we are being promiscuous and sleeping around. Women have this is bombshell. Women have just as equal amount of sexual desire as a man does. Okay, scientifically. However, we have not been socially accepted to act like a man does sexually. So we don't.
Okay.
Okay. So it is not about you being a man. It's about you lacking self-control. It's about you lacking
that's a
sexual
good
discipline.
one. I like that.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
That's right.
So I just want
That's a good way to put it.
yeah, that's
You
what
broke
it
that
is.
down well,
That's
Sean.
what
Yeah.
it is. Y'all ain't out here. There's no such thing, and we're gonna go to Science 101 and talk about genes. There's no gene called the whole gene. Okay, so
Right.
nothing was passed on to you, except a learned behavior that you're going to have to go back and unlearn to relearn. It is not genetic.
Right.
One guy to tell me, you know, that he was a hoe. And I also saw in the comments that everybody said he looked like his mama. So I said, well, everybody says you look like your mama. Was your mama a hoe?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So,
Men can see black women as they see themselves. It don't even have to be. It don't even have to be an intimate.
They don't
Right.
they don't
Some
look
of
at
them
it like
don't love
that.
their mother. Their mother the one that hurt them.
love.
But what about if you just see us as one? See
You
us
better
as you,
speak
as we
it.
see you as us,
Yes.
and then we really love and protect each other. I don't have to be your girl for you to see me as you and to love and protect me.
Right.
Right? And if you get that mindset, here's the solution, Charles. If y'all can see us black women as y'all, as yourselves, as your sisters, you know, as whoever, but as you, the best part about yourself, then you will love us and treat us better, and we'll produce better.
Oh, you better
That's true.
speak. That was deep.
See, that's what I want. That's
That
what I
was
want.
deep.
That's what I want.
Double-sided coin.
That
like
was
that.
Hold on.
But,
that
no,
was
but see, but
How
right
much
now
time we
it
got
ain't
left?
about us. But because this is it's about the men today, right?
Right.
The ladies' truth.
No, it ain't.
The
Yeah,
It's
ladies'
about
truth.
us,
So,
yeah.
but it does go both ways, because a lot of men, we want them to come and be strong and ready because they're the man. But a lot of women don't realize the men are broken, hurt just like us. They masking.
Wait, this ain't
Okay,
us.
okay, okay.
But
We got
it's
the
tonight.
clock is
This
ticking.
ain't-
The
no.
clock-
I'm
Hold on, no.
I'm done.
Wait a minute.
No.
The clock. Hold on. The clock is ticking.
This was for
Hold on.
us.
The clock is
But y'all
ticking.
saying stuff that's
But
pulling
we
out
gonna
other
get
stuff.
we
And
gonna
Charles
get there.
need a solution.
We gonna get there.
Okay, no, that was.
We
gonna
gonna
get
get
that.
they
Charles-
gonna give Charles a solution. We gotta tell Charles.
No.
Charles gonna be here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ain't no
good.
solution.
He gonna get
No,
it.
no, no.
Okay,
The
that
solution-
was.
Side you on it.
Wait a minute.
Come on now.
The
Whoever right.
solutions come
Yeah, but the day ain't for it.
once we've heard from both sides.
Right.
Right.
Once the men understand what
Right.
And the women
Because
understand.
let me
Yes.
explain something to y'all.
Yeah.
It is virtually impossible to love without compassion and understanding.
Hallelujah.
So until we have compassion for what each
Yes.
other has went through and a slight tad bit of understanding, we can't love them.
You
they
better
can't love
come
us.
on. You
Right.
better come
So
on
that's
with it.
why
That's
we're
the
having
purpose.
these
Yep,
conversations. They
exactly.
need to understand what we go through.
Yes.
Without rejecting it.
Right.
Don't dismiss how I
Right.
feel.
Right.
Because I'm
Accept it.
not gonna
Yeah,
dismiss how you
exactly.
feel.
Right.
Because I'm tired of men trying to tell a woman
Yes.
how she should feel
Hallelujah.
unless you deal with men romantically.
Yes.
Don't tell me what these Negroes out here do.
Girl, I'm about to throw.
Girl, you just broke
Okay,
the
and
record.
with that, ladies and
That's part of
gentlemen,
yourself.
yes, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to close our show. That was awesome.
Ooh, that was good.
That was
Deep, baby.
talk about
So
next week.
next week we are going to have the men on. It's going to be the man's perspective. Whether
Then they can dog us out.
I ain't coming.
and we she said she
I
ain't
can't be
coming.
quiet.
Dog us out.
Cause they gonna say
We're going to
stuff.
sit
It's all about
and
listening.
listen to the men
It's all about listening.
and what they have to say and how we have affected them. And so we're going to listen. They're going to talk. We're going to be a lot more respectable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to know our place.
Then
Yes.
they were.
Next week. How about that?
And our tea, we gonna have our tea too.
We're going to have our tea.
Yes.
And some pink
We're going to get us
napkins.
some juice spot mugs. How about
Ooh,
that?
that'd be
And don't forget the pink napkins.
Yes, we're going to get us some pink napkins. So,
For
thank you
them.
guys, again, we are, let's see, how many subscribers? Y'all, oh, I could kill you. We 20 people short of 1,000 subscribers.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Y'all killing me.
Listen, we trying to make history tonight.
But we gonna come and we gonna party. We gonna party without y'all because y'all ain't party with us. But
Right.
we gonna see y'all next week, next Monday, 7:30. Y'all gonna meet us right here, DISCO100. Nobody will be going live, so you better be here
Right.
on the G spot.
Right.
Where you got to grow, or you
got to
To
go.
go. Good night.
I'm looking
Good
at
night.